Former President Donald Trump has always been a sort of freewheeling and discursive public speaker.
The concept of this speech has not been fully developed. I'm in the process of developing it as I go.
But with the passage of time, his speeches have grown longer and less focused, marked by moments of confusion, forgetfulness, and losing his train of thought.
This tremendously powerful battery, and the battery's now underwater, and there's a shark that's approximately 10 yards over there. By the way, a lot of shark attacks lately. Do you notice that? A lot of shark.
The real question, of course, is how much of this is about age and how much of this is just Trump. The fact that it seems so much more pronounced now does raise the question of whether it's a function of age. To take stock of how age may have affected Trump, I went back and watched dozens of rallies and public appearances that he has made over the years. One of the most striking examples of misremembering lately was when he said that there had been an audience in the hall for his debate with Kamala Harris.
And the audience was absolutely, they went crazy.
But there was no audience. It was an empty hall. Now, anybody can forget, obviously, but that was just a few weeks ago, and it was a pretty memorable moment in his life. Other examples are he confuses names like Nikki Haley for Nancy Pelosi. He said that he thought North Korea was trying to kill him.
The president of North Korea, who's basically trying to kill me.
But of course, he meant Iran. Another really striking example from since he left office came when he was accused of raping E. Jean Carroll, and he was shown a picture of E. Jean Carroll, and he mistook it for Marla Maples, his second wife.
That's Marla, yeah. That's my wife.
Which woman are you pointing to?
No, that's
Here.
Carol.
The jury later found that he was liable for sexual abuse and defamation of E. Jean Carroll. Biden's issues with age were more visible and pronounced, at least to a lot of voters who expressed concern in polls. That hasn't been former President Trump's issue so much. He still projects energy, and so it's less about the physicality, I think, for former President Trump than it is about his elocution. He often doesn't stick to the same point for very long. He kind of roams from thought to thought. He likes to call it the weave, as if this is a special technique of his to communicate. But really what it seems to indicate is somebody who has a hard time focusing. To really understand this, you really have to watch the tapes. I looked at just one 10-minute section of a speech he gave in Wisconsin last month, starting with Joe Biden.
But Biden came in, this stupid person came in.
Kamala Harris.
And she's worse than him.
Chronic health problems.
Autism, obesity.
RFK Jr.
This has been the dominant Kennedy for the last 25 years.
The Biden family.
That's the family. What the hell is happening with that family, Rod?
Franklin D. Roosevelt.
You know, Franklin Roosevelt was a great speaker in a certain way.
The parasitic political class.
That sucks our country of its blood and treasure.
Immigration.
But this border is so much worse.
A Wisconsin senator.
A radical left senator named Tammy Baldwin.
Back to immigration.
The open borders and the people pouring in.
Energy production.
Like the energy we can solve quickly, everything we can solve.
And back to immigration.
Do something. We have millions of people coming. I mean, they've poured in. They're here.
Trump rejects, of course, the idea that anything has changed. He says that he is not cognitively impaired at all. He mocks the idea.
I go for 2 hours without teleprompters, and if I say one word slightly out, they say he's cognitively impaired.
For months, of course, it was Trump who was going after Biden on the age issue. Now with Biden out of the race, the spotlight has turned to him.